self-isolation, no eating out, no partying, no shopping, and no gym. We should be saving, right? Well, if you're not, it might be time to sit down with your money and see where you're spending too much and where you can be making this saving. This afternoon, I'm joined by Dashni Naidu from FNB Consumer Education, who is here to highlight some of the common financial mistakes that we all fall victim to. Hi, Dashni.
Thank you for having me, Palesa.
Now, whilst the lockdown has provided its own set of challenges, it's given us a chance to relook at our finances and potentially even save while staying home. Where and how should people start and manage their money during these challenging times?
The starting point is to reassess our budgets and redo our plan that we have for our money. And how we start to do that is to reassess what our expenditure is and our income, because some people have also had changes to their income during this period. So important that we assess both income and expenditure. Look at where we can make a savings. You've mentioned a number of items in your introduction, gym fees, eating out, entertainment, transport. A lot of us are saving money on petrol or taxi fares. And so it's important that we think about how we repurpose that money for a different reason, or how we save that money and put it aside.
So then what are the mistakes we're making and what we should be avoiding?
So I think during this period, we should, some people who are stressing about income or have had a change to their income are perhaps thinking about how they can free up some cash. And often the go-to place is to cancel some of our insurance policies. And we would guard against that and rather look at how can we do things a bit differently. So don't cancel your insurance policy to free up cash. Contact your insurance service provider, and instead of canceling your policy, look at how you can perhaps reduce the cover. And by reducing the cover of your policy, what that will do is reduce the premiums. So that in the future, when you want to change the policy, you are not impeded by any waiting periods or penalties that an insurance provider might impose because you've cancelled the policy in the past. Also, look at our daily expenditure. Look at how you can reduce usage of certain resources. For example, how can we save on electricity usage? How can we use data differently? Look for good deals on data, for example, or be using it at times where maybe data costs are lower. Food. We often also have wastage when it comes to food. So be careful about, firstly, how you're purchasing food. Make sure that what you're purchasing is what you and your family can consume. Also, try and manage your cash flow. And what we mean by this is that expend on what you need now, what you need to survive now, and not be buying for future consumption. Okay, and what that will do is that will ensure that you have a little bit more money in your budget to use on other items. So bulk buying only makes sense if you're making a huge saving on it in the long term, and you bulk buying items that will last. And then also the money that you're saving on daily expenses that you would have incurred in the past, transport,
yes,
coffee, lunch that you probably buy at work every day, how do we take that money and repurpose it, redirect it to an emergency savings fund? I think what the situation has taught us is that we need emergency savings. Anything can happen and we have to be prepared. So perhaps now is the time to start that emergency savings fund if you don't already have one.
Dashni, now I'm sure a lot of people had big financial plans this year, and these have been disrupted by the lockdown. This could be like moving house, buying a car, or even making or taking out a business loan. So is it wise to be making these big financial decisions at this time?
Not only are we faced with the lockdown, but we're also faced with economic challenges and a recession in the country. And so perhaps now is not necessarily the right time to make any massive changes to your financial or massive financial decisions. The question that consumers should be asking themselves is, if there are any changes in my income in the future, can I sustain this big financial investment that you're making at the moment? And if the answer to that question is no, then perhaps you should put on hold any big financial decisions. However, if you're confident that you can sustain these financial commitments, then that's a different case. But if the answer is no, you're not sure that you could, if your income changes, then I would suggest we hold off on those for now.
Okay, thank you for that. You've already mentioned and we've spoken about the importance of speaking to your financial service providers. But any other reasons why you would encourage people to do so? Because a lot of people also might say, I don't need a financial advisor. I don't need the advice.
Yeah. So we often, go to family and friends, people that are close to us, to get advice on various life issues, and money management is one of those life issues. The challenge, though, with that is that not all of our family and friends that we may trust in other life matters are also financial experts. There have also been massive changes to the kinds of products and services. There have been changes to interest rates, which has knock-on effects on, our credit and our savings, for example, that our family and friends, although well-meaning in the advice that they give us, may not be fully knowledgeable about. And so it's really important that we go to people who are trained, who have the latest information, who understand these products and services better than us as lay people do, and are able to answer in detail any questions we may have. So even if you don't have a financial advisor per se, speak to your financial service provider, your bank, your insurance provider. Go onto their websites, look at what information is available, have a look at social media as well. There's a number of sources of information, but make sure you're using registered financial service providers to get that advice that you need on a particular product, service, or for a financial decision.
Thank you so much, Dashni. I think everyone knows that we need to be proactive and stay clued up.
Thank you for having me. Have a lovely day.
You too. Now, if you're part of the fortunate few who is still able to work and earn an income, use this time to find those saving opportunities and do something today that your future self will thank you for.
We can help make your money go further with eBucks Rewards, now at Clicks. FNB, how can we help you?